How's it going, everybody? Ragroth here. So last week, it's been about a week since we got the Lin Kuei trailer for Mortal Kombat 1. And if you saw my reaction video, you can tell I'm pretty happy about that trailer. And also, that's also one of my more viewed reaction videos, or maybe more viewed videos recently. So thank you for everybody that watched it, and especially if you liked it as well. I did want to talk a little bit more about Rain and Smoke and a couple other things after kind of some time with the trailer and kind of learning about more things, noticing more things, because I was kind of on cloud nine, no pun intended. Restate some things that I've already said, but maybe more in depth. Well, first, I want to say, if you like this video, definitely give it a like, even if you give it a dislike. And if you like this video and some of my others, definitely consider subscribing, because it would really help the channel out a lot. I just want to say these things just because if you do any of these, even if you dislike it, it can help YouTube kind of put the video out there a bit more so more people can actually see it. But now, let's get into it. So, I first wanted to talk about Rain and Smoke's design, and then more of their gameplay style, and that'll kind of lead into another thing I wanted to talk about. So first I want to put a little disclaimer. So any negative things I say in this, it is not taking away the fact that how happy I am that both these characters are in the game, because, as I mentioned before, Rain and Smoke are two of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. I was super vocal about Rain getting in Mortal Kombat 11. I was yelling his name on top of every mountain in Outworld, and I'm super happy they're going to be in the game. Smoke is right now going to be my main if I had to pick one, and I guess Rain would probably be my secondary, though that might change considering some other characters that we're hearing rumblings of being in the game. Either way, I'm going to use them regardless. That's what I'm just trying to say, so please don't think I'm sounding ungrateful or being wishy-washy or anything like that. I do want to just talk about some potential criticisms I might have. First, let's take a look at their designs. I think overall they both look great. Let's look at Smoke first, though. I do really like this design. It's not my favorite Smoke design for him, though. That design would be the Mortal Kombat 9 default design. I also really like the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks design as well. It's a very more obscure one, though. I would say those two probably are a little bit over this one for me. I think it would be a super easy fix if he just had the longer hair, if he had kind of a lighter gray outfit like Smoke usually has. I could also take or leave the mask as well. I don't mind it as much as some other people, but it's definitely not my favorite Smoke mask. And if he had these things, he'd be chef's kiss. I would like to say with costumes and potentially gear, we're still not sure if gear's in the game, and even colors, this could be an easy fix. Easy fix. Now Rain, while his design is fairly different, it is actually somewhat similar to his hooded outfits from Mortal Kombat 11, which I really liked. I really like this outfit. I don't know if it's my favorite Rain design, just because it's such a drastic departure for at least the default outfit of his. I do still really like it. My only main gripe with it is that damn yellow sash. I just think it's just too distracting from, I guess, the purple in his design, especially because usually the ninjas, they have kind of a V to their kind of torso region outfit, part of their outfit. And it's usually that kind of color associated with them, like, Sub-Zero, it's blue, Scorpion yellow, Rain would be purple. And this kind of detracts from that, I think, a little bit. So I wish you could just kind of make it purple or even make it black, maybe even gold. I just think that yellow just kind of takes away from it a bit. Otherwise, the outfit's amazing. It's definitely one of my favorite Rain designs. With that said, I would still like a more traditional ninja outfit for him. Even if we just got the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 ninja style outfit, since I was mad that was the one classic ninja style that the male ninjas had. The female ninjas did, but not the male ninjas for some reason, and it was really weird that Rain didn't, because Rain has never been in Mortal Kombat 2, but he's been in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which they used those Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 ninja outfits, so that always bothered me. So if he at least just got that, I would really like the Mortal Kombat 9 outfit back. That's one of my favorites, but that aside. I would have to say, if I had to give them a rating on 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I would say Smoke probably is at a 7 or 8, while Rain is probably at a 8 or 9. Now I want to talk a little bit about their gameplay, and this is going to lead into another topic. So I think Smoke's gameplay, I think it looks awesome. I think it looks fantastic. It looks like Smoke. It's different. I think it's a nice natural evolution of his gameplay from Mortal Kombat 9, at least in my opinion. And I'm talking more to his moveset, kind of more from an aesthetic kind of playstyle point of view. I don't know, I'm not going to pretend like I know all the nitty-gritty fight FGC terms and all that, and I mean, I know to an extent, but not that much. And I really like the karambit knife, if I'm saying that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if it's the number one weapon I would have given him, but if I had to give him a weapon, I think it was a pretty cool choice, and no one else in Mortal Kombat really uses it. I mean, Kano uses knives, but he doesn't use especially a karambit knife. But yeah, he looks like Smoke. Now, the only concern I have is that we didn't see him do the smoke ball or smoke bomb, whatever you call it. And we also didn't see him kind of do the, I don't know what you call it. It reminds me of what Akuma can do, where Smoke could kind of phase backwards or phase forward. We didn't see him do that either. I'm not as dead set on getting that. I'm more so concerned about the smoke ball, smoke bomb. I think that was a really fun, unique move for Smoke. That was great for doing combos, and yeah, just a very satisfying and easy move to hit with as well, at least for me. We didn't see him do that. That's a little concerning. So we do see him do a teleport punch. However, it's more like Sector's teleport uppercut as opposed to Scorpion's kind of horizontal teleport punch. And I actually think this is fine. I actually think this is cool because I think, first of all, it separates him a little more from Scorpion, who is in the game. Sector is in the game, but he's a cameo. And also, I think it feels more of a kind of a nod to his cyborg self. I forget if Smoke had the teleport uppercut or the teleport kind of punch. I'm going to have to look that up. And I think, it might, if this is the case, though, it might be kind of, so it looks a little more fitting if he has a cyborg alternate outfit. It is also cool, leads in air combos as well. Now with Rain, this is where it's a little more dicey. So as we've noticed, Rain looks like he plays very different. He has a completely different weapon. He had a Qatar in Mortal Kombat 11, which I actually liked. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was cool. And now he has this staff that kind of emits like bubbles, water energy, and all that stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. The main problem is it seems like he's going to play a bit more like a zoner now. And we also kind of didn't really see him do any of his classic moves, like none at all, unlike Smoke. Smoke has kind of tweaked classic moves. Rain, we didn't really see him do any. I mean, we saw him kind of drop I think it's a bubble of lightning, and that was pretty cool. And one thing I do like is I like when he kind of gets in that pose to kind of shoot the bubble, and where the rain is covering him. It looks like he's doing his kind of classic wind pose. Well, it was kind of his and Reptile's pose, but it's more associated with him. Now, this is leading into a kind of thing that I wanted to get into, is that it seems like they are taking out classic moves. We already know they've done it with Johnny Cage as they removed his Shadow Ball, because they're trying to make him the anti-zoner, and I guess they think giving him a projectile will make him a zoner, which I don't know if I agree with that. I see what they're doing, though. And we've already kind of witnessed this with, like, Sonya in Mortal Kombat 11. I, never play as Sonya, so it didn't really affect me. However, though, I am now kind of feeling the pain that maybe some hardcore Sonya fans did feel in Mortal Kombat 11. Now, me personally, I am open to these changes for Rain. And, well, here's the sad, ironic thing. So Noob Saibot is my favorite character in Mortal Kombat. But I've kind of gotten more excited when I see Rain and Smoke in a game, partially because I don't get to see them as much, and also because I kind of like playing as them more. And partially because I don't know if I like Noob's zoner approach as much. But now it seems like, of course, now they're making Rain a zoner. But again, I'm open to this, though. I know a lot of people really don't like zoning characters. I don't hate them. They're not like my go-to thing. I mean, if I like the character, I'm going to play them regardless. So, but I do think it is a bit of a pain in the ass. They seem to be kind of taking out classic moves. This is kind of a problem that Mortal Kombat has had, at least the last couple games, where they maybe change the characters a bit too much. So you can't really ever kind of get used to them for the next game. Now, on one hand, I like it because it's refreshing seeing them do all these new moves and all that. But the problem is then it's like you're also playing almost an entirely different character. I feel like some fighting games are better at this than others. Like some, I think a lot of them kind of find a nice middle ground approach of introducing enough new stuff, but also keeping enough old stuff. I feel like a extreme opposite of this is King of Fighters and Smash Bros, where they always just kind of use basically the same exact movesets every game. And more so with King of Fighters, it does get a little bit tiring sometimes. Smash Bros, I'll give a little bit of a pass, but King of Fighters, I do wish they added a little bit more moves to the new characters. However, usually they do have such really good rosters, and unfortunately, this is probably the price for having really good rosters. However, Mortal Kombat could maybe have a bit bigger rosters, and could also not have to alienate people that like a certain character so much if maybe they didn't change up the movesets so much drastically each game. However, though, I do want to stress for people that are worried that they're changing Rain too much or even Smoke too much is that, first of all, Rain barely got any screen time in terms of gameplay. He's on screen for like less than, I think, maybe 10 seconds. So there's still a lot we don't know about him. Smoke got a lot more screen time, so we probably know a lot more about him. But if this doesn't convince you that maybe we shouldn't worry too much, at least in regards to these two, is I noticed something. I went back and I watched the gameplay reveal trailer, and I watched Scorpion and Johnny's moves that they did. And I noticed Scorpion did not do the teleport punch, nor the Hellfire move in the reveal trailer. And Johnny did not do a shadow kick. Technically he did, but it was the one he has in his back throw. He didn't do it one on command. And he also didn't do that kind of the elbow uppercut. I don't know what to properly call it. But then when they did the combat cast, they showed that Scorpion does have the teleport punch. He also does have the Hellfire move. And Johnny can do shadow kicks on command. And he even has the elbow uppercut. I don't know how iconic the elbow uppercut and Hellfire move is. I know they're at least Hellfire was introduced in the 3D era. I'm not sure about the elbow uppercut. I forget if he had that in the older games, or maybe if he got 3D era, or maybe even that might even be a more recent thing, to be honest. But regardless, what I'm trying to get at is that just because they don't show a classic move in the trailer does not necessarily mean they're not in the game at all. They might be saving them to show in a combat cast, so there's at least something new to show that they haven't shown with the character in the combat cast. Now, again, I don't know. Now, Rain is in kind of a boat where, they might, how like they got rid of Johnny's projectile because they want to make him the anti-zoner. They might want to make Rain his owner, so they'll get rid of the roundhouse kick, which is the move that I'm most worried about him losing. We don't know for sure what moves are being taken out or not until we actually probably see them in a combat cast. Johnny Cage, we know the Shadow Ball is gone. And I do personally think that the cameo version of Johnny Cage will probably have the Shadow Ball. And I don't know if I'm super crazy about that either, locking classic moves to cameos. Yeah, I don't know if I'm super down with that. And let alone, I'm also not down with locking costumes, like classic costumes to cameos. Hopefully you can give those costumes, if the character is both playable and a cameo, hopefully you can give that costume to the playable version as well. That would be so stupid if you couldn't, in my opinion at least. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. I think Rain and Smoke still look fantastic, and I am open to their changes. I mean, Rain, I'm trying, Rain a little bit more changes than Smoke, I would say. But yeah, I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I still love these characters regardless. I'm very loyal to the characters I like, but it doesn't mean I have to love all their changes. But let's just see what happens. Again, they can still show these classic moves off in a combat cast or something. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you guys think about Rain? What do you guys think about Smoke? What do you think about the idea of them potentially taking out classic moves for characters? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, like the video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Definitely consider subscribing. It would really help the channel out a lot. But thank you so much for checking out the video. And as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome.